What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Nerf Instrike Elite Delta Trooper. Alright, you guys, so the new Delta Trooper is, as you probably guessed, a replacement for the Retaliator. I'm sure they're phasing out the Retaliator, and this is what's going to take its place. And I guess the question is it as good or better than the Retaliator? So we will find that out soon enough. I definitely think it looks really cool, but we'll have to get it in my hands and really see if it feels and performs as well as the previous Retaliator did. Now, this one is advertising 90 feet, which is good. I guess they decided to go ahead and put range claims on this blaster, but they haven't on others, which is interesting. But this is claiming 90 feet. We'll see if it gets that. I doubt it, but you know how that is. Back of the box shows that you can detach both the barrel and the stock. It has in-strike attachments in the barrel and the stock, obviously just like the Retaliator. Comes with a 12-round magazine, just like the Retaliator, but it doesn't come with a foregrip like the Retaliator did. So that's not a huge loss to me. The foregrip was pretty much worthless. In-strike attachment foregrips just wobble too much and really aren't that practical. But, you know, if that's something that you really loved about the Retaliator, this one does not have that. So let's go ahead, crack this thing open. Alright, you guys, I'm just going to do this right up here. Make it quick and easy. And I always do this upside down, so we'll flip it around and do this way. There we go. Look at that. Pretty cool. Alright, there she be. So, obviously you get your blaster, you get your 12-round magazine, you get your barrel attachment, you get your stock attachment, you get 12 elite darts, and some directions. So I'm really digging the new look of these Elite blasters. I really do like the tiger striping. I love the contrast of the blue and orange with the black accents. I think that's really neat. But the thing with this is these attachments probably aren't going to work super well with other blasters in the Elite line, at least for now. We will have to see if these shapes and whatnot kind of fit with other blasters, but I really do feel like these attachments are going to be best suited for this blaster. The stock is a bit short, unfortunately. It has a really, really cool look, but it is very short, just like the Retaliator stock was, so that's a little unfortunate. The barrel is pretty similar to the Retaliator barrel, but it doesn't have a tactical rail underneath. But lengthwise, it's pretty similar. It might be a tad bit longer. I'm a little unsure. I might check that out here in a little bit. And it has these, you know, squared things on the bottom for looks, but yeah, no tactical rail under there, unfortunately. We do have that same top style prime, but this one looks to be way more comfortable. Has a rounded part up here instead of like a squared off look like the Retaliator did, so it should slide in prime a lot easier. So that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and fire a dart. So seems to shoot very similar to the Retaliator from, you know, first shot there. The mag release is a little different. You have just a little button that we have to prime back first, obviously, but then you have a button that you can push, and that'll drop out the magazine. It's actually pretty darn smooth. So it's not going to just fall straight out, but it's close to it, so that's pretty nice. It's very small, though, so I'm not sure. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I do like the push factor, and it is also on the left side of the blaster, so if you're left-handed, you'll have a button to push on that, so that's really nice. The grip is very small. I'm a little disappointed in the grip size. I'm sure there's ways to fix that, obviously, with a 3D printed part, but it is pretty small and tight. The grip is definitely not my favorite. Obviously, you can remove the stock just by pushing down on those buttons, and the barrel just twists off like a normal in-strike barrel attachment. So, pretty darn cool. Has a nice grip up here that's kind of built into the blaster that I really like, actually. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and take these off, and we will look at the bare bones of the blaster. And that is it in pistol form. You know, it's kind of flattish up here. Doesn't look quite as good to me without those attachments on it. The back part looks a little funky without that stock attached, but, you know, it is a pistol-ish blaster and very compact and nice, so this is a good base that you could build off of, obviously. I really do love this top prime. I think that is so much better than the Retaliator. It has a nice part back here that allows you to get a really good grip on it, so you could still top prime with, you know, a beefier spring, but most people like to take the barrels of the Retaliator and turn them into like a pump action, And that's going to be a little bit more difficult because there's no in-strike attachment down there. There's no rail for it to run along, but I'm sure it could run along the top one and then have something that wraps around the whole muzzle. There's a lot of smart people out there in the Nerf community, so I'm sure they could figure it out if they want to. So this blaster does have 3 sling point attachments, one actually on the blaster here underneath the grip, and then 2 on the stock, one on top and one on bottom. Also, this blaster has a jam door underneath the priming handle, just like the Retaliator, but it's a lot more discreet, so that's really cool. There it is right there, pretty nice. And then it also has a depriming button back here, and if all else fails, you can pull that down and that'll allow you to deprime your blaster. So let's go ahead and fire this thing off, shall we? Not bad. Feels like it has a reasonable amount of pop, but pretty standard performance there, I think. We'll go ahead and see if this thing has Slamfire. So it does have Slamfire, although I found it being really sticky, and I can actually see some plastic parts from rubbing. So because you're Slamfiring, you're going to put a lot more pressure on the sides, and it's actually rubbing on the sides of the plastic there, which is not great. So it does have Slamfire, which is nice, I guess. You know, better than the Retaliator, which does not have Slamfire in stock form. But I would say that doesn't work great. It's not the smoothest because you really can't put much pressure on the sides, I guess, if you want it to be smooth. And that's kind of hard to do. I feel like you want to grip it a little harder when you're doing Slamfire. So let's go ahead and take this thing outside, put it over the chronograph in the range, and see what kind of performance it's getting. We'll go ahead and take a few shots with elite darts with the barrel on, and then we'll take it off, because obviously that's going to cause us to lose some range as the dart kind of rattles around in there. 67, not too bad. 69. 68. Take that off. 72. 74, pretty good. 76. 59, that was kind of weird. 76, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take some angled shots with the elite darts here. Whoa, that was way off target. That one's way off target the other way. Oh, that hit the tree. Oh, that's over the fence. Well, I think you might be able to get 90 feet that way, but you surely couldn't hit anything. Let's go ahead and try some AccuFakes real quick. It does look really nice and sharp with the black magazine because it goes really nicely with the black plastic. I really like that a lot. 72. 67. 72. 66. One more. 70. So yeah, pretty standard performance with the Delta Trooper there. Let's go ahead and check out those ranges. All right, this is the guy that hit the tree, so we'll disregard that. But those flat shots, this one was the shortest AccuFake at 32 feet. We have another one here just short of 36, but I would say the average is probably here between 38 and maybe 44 feet or so. So around 40 foot average, something like that, 41, 42 foot average. Pretty darn good when you're shooting level. Obviously that FPS was pretty nice from a stock blaster, obviously. Looks like the longest flat shot came all the way up to 48 feet with an elite dart there. And then those angled shots did go quite a ways, but they surely were not on line. This one's over here to the left was probably the most straight. That one was at 68 feet. There's one way up here. There's one over there too, about the same distance, but this one way up here, probably about 80 or so feet, 82 and a half feet, something like that. So I guess you could probably get 90 feet with the right wind and it's severely angled, but you're not really going to be able to hit anything. So let's go back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so the Delta Trooper performed pretty darn well, I think. I think a little bit better than the stock Retaliator did when it first was released, but not too much. It's pretty darn similar. The grip is a lot more comfortable. I like it a lot, except for when you grip it on the sides really hard, it does seem to rub. So Slamfire isn't my favorite, but I really don't use Slamfire that much, so that's not really a huge loss to me, but at least it has that option. I mean, obviously the Retaliator does not have that. I think the attachments look really cool. I wish this stock was longer, obviously. I mean, it would be a really cool stock. It's very strong and sturdy, but it's just so short. So if you're a smaller person, this is probably fine, but if you're a bigger person or an adult, obviously, that's probably going to be a little short. The barrel looks really cool. I like it a lot on this blaster, but I'm sure it's not going to look really all that great on anything else. But we will have to see in the future, obviously, because most things aren't colored like this at this point. The only other blaster really is the Infinite, and we'll go ahead and actually throw that on there. Why not? So this is the Infinite, and we'll see how it looks on here. You know, it's obviously doesn't really match up great, but at least color-wise it matches up. But this is really, I think, the only blaster that's colored like this that it will work on at the moment. But yeah, that's kind of just doesn't really make sense, I guess, with this blaster. I think this is a decent buy if you don't have a Retaliator. If you own a Retaliator already, this may be a little redundant unless you really like this look. You know, it's reasonably priced for what you're getting. I really like this front grip a lot. It's actually, I like this a lot more than this stock Retaliator or the Retaliator with the foregrip. I prefer this kind of a grip, so I really like that a lot about it. The only downside really is the grip, the stock, and the fact that this rubs on the sides when you're gripping it pretty hard. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Delta Trooper. Don't forget to smash that like button. Please subscribe. And as always, peace out.